Open source software has become very popular in the enterprise environment. 95% plus of enterprise applications are now using some components of open source software. This is software that's free for developers to use, free for companies to use and build their own applications on. But there's a lot of risk with open source software in that it is publicly available to use. Enter Snyk, and Guy, you've created with Snyk a platform that helps developers mitigate security lapses and close breaches before they happen. How is the Snyk toolset different?
So Snyk is different in that it focuses on developers. We like to think we are a developer tooling company that does security. Instead of focusing on the security teams that are governing the activity in the organization first, we took a different lens at it, and we're thinking about the developers, what their mindset is, and try to build security into that surrounding, into that environment. And that led us to build a security solution that is actually embraced by developers, and that of course expands to sort of serve the needs of those security teams as well. When we hand vulnerability alerts to them on a silver platter, when we actually build fixes, we don't just tell them about a problem, but we actually hand over a fix to how to make that go away. So really, almost like any humans and any problems, it's all about ease of use and making it something that is natural and actually delightful to use.
For the developer community that has already embraced Snyk, what improvements in security or decline in security breaches have they been able to realize?
The primary advantage has been addressing new vulnerabilities that get disclosed in a very fast fashion. So a lot of these open source components are in use in the application. Generally, if you don't take proactive steps, you don't know which components you're using. And when a new vulnerability comes out and gets disclosed, you don't know that it affects one of your components. So using Snyk, we inform you of what you're using, and when a new issue comes up, we help you know that it exists and how to fix it, and we let you fix it before attackers exploit that vulnerability.
And on the topic of speed, machine intelligence, machine learning algorithms are now being used by cyber criminals, and it's obviously really important for the enterprise environment to be able to react to that. Where do you think the roadmap looks like for machine intelligence in your platform?
Generally speaking, machine learning is used primarily in figuring out those problems that are out there. There are standard ways to report vulnerabilities, and they've worked for, big appliances and the likes that have been shipped, and these big companies know how to report a vulnerability to their user base. In open source, it's quite messy. So an open source maintainer would fix a vulnerability and discuss it in some forum or mention it in some commit, and that's a needle in a haystack. There's a lot of activity. So we use machine learning to learn or to sort of monitor all this open source activity and discussion and social surrounding, and try to understand really from an intel perspective, find that candidate security problem that's being discussed, exploit vulnerability, filter it to our analysts, and so they can decide if it's real or not, and curate that into our database.